Stone chip, induced corrosion, is one of the most common, yet most misunderstood durability failures in automotive coatings because it begins as a purely mechanical event but evolves into a complex chemical and electrochemical degradation process. Unlike defects rooted in formulation or pretreatment, this failure is triggered by real-world impact energy that exceeds the coating's ability to deform elastically. A stone chip event subjects the coating system to extreme localized stress over a very short time scale. Impact energy concentrates at a single point, generating compressive stress directly beneath the chip and tensile stress around its perimeter. Brittle coating layers fracture instantly, while more flexible systems may deform but still experience microcracking at the substrate interface. The coating stack plays a decisive role in how damage propagates. Highly cross-linked clear coats offer excellent scratch and chemical resistance, but fracture more readily under high strain rates. Softer systems absorb energy better, but may tear or thin excessively, exposing primer or metal. The failure mode depends on the balance between hardness, elongation, and interlayer adhesion. Once the substrate is exposed, corrosion initiation is almost immediate in real-world environments. Moisture, oxygen, and road salts reach bare metal, activating electrochemical reactions. Even microscopic exposure points are sufficient to initiate corrosion cells. Importantly, corrosion does not remain confined to the chip crater. It spreads laterally beneath the surrounding coating. Underfilm corrosion growth is driven by volume expansion of corrosion products. As iron oxides form, they occupy more space than the original metal, exerting upward pressure on adjacent intact coatings. This pressure breaks interfacial bonds and creates pathways for moisture migration, accelerating delamination well beyond the original impact zone. Edge geometry around stone chips further intensifies damage. The fractured coating edge acts as a stress concentrator, making it vulnerable to additional cracking during thermal cycling and vibration. Each heating and cooling cycle opens microgaps, allowing deeper moisture penetration and faster corrosion progression. Primer performance is critical in slowing stone chip induced failures. Electrocoat primers provide the first line of defense by limiting corrosion creep from exposed metal. However, primer thickness uniformity, cure completeness, and crosslink density determine how effectively corrosion is contained. Poor primer performance allows rapid undercutting beneath the topcoat. Additives influence stone chip resistance only within narrow limits. Impact-modifying additives and flexibilizers improve energy absorption, but cannot prevent fracture under high-energy impacts. Excessive flexibilization compromises mar resistance and long-term durability. No additive can fully eliminate stone chip damage. OEMs focus instead on damage tolerance and corrosion containment. Environmental severity dictates failure speed. Road salts dramatically increase electrolyte conductivity, accelerating corrosion kinetics at exposed sites. Cyclic wet-dry conditions are especially aggressive, as corrosion products expand during wet phases and stress the coating during drying. UV exposure further embrittles surrounding coatings, reducing their ability to resist crack propagation. OEM validation strategies intentionally replicate these conditions. Gravelometer testing evaluates initial chip resistance, while stone chip plus cyclic corrosion testing assesses corrosion creep and adhesion retention. Failures in these tests reveal weaknesses in primer corrosion resistance, interlayer adhesion, or film build robustness rather than simple chip resistance alone. From a troubleshooting perspective, stone chip-driven failures appear as rust blooming from impact points, crescent-shaped delamination around chips, or widespread peeling originating from high-impact zones such as rocker panels and wheel arches. Measuring corrosion creep distance from standardized chips provides quantitative durability assessment. Effective corrective actions focus on system-level resilience, improving primer corrosion resistance, optimizing clear coat fracture toughness, increasing film build in high-impact zones, and incorporating protective geometries such as shields or textured coatings significantly delay failure. Repainting without addressing corrosion pathways only postpones visible damage. Stone chip Induced corrosion highlights the fundamental reality that automotive coatings are sacrificial to some extent. The goal is not to prevent damage entirely, but to control how damage evolves over time. A durable system confines corrosion, preserves adhesion, and prevents localized mechanical damage from becoming widespread visual failure. If you've observed rapid rust creep or paint lifting starting from stone chips, share your experience in the comments. In the next episode, we'll move into long-term weathering failures, UV degradation, oxidation, and clear coat breakdown, where time and environment become the dominant enemies of appearance durability.